you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Sound familiar? It's not just some dystopian catchphrase anymore. For a lot of us, it's actually becoming our economic reality. So today, we're going to peel back the layers of the subscription trap that's been quietly taking over our lives. Okay, so first, let's just wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this. By 2026, the global subscription economy isn't some little niche market. No, it's a colossal $1.5 trillion giant. That is trillion with a T. This is the engine powering how we consume pretty much everything, and it's growing at a crazy 15 to 20% every single year. So let's make this a little more personal. That Spotify playlist you've spent hours, maybe days perfecting, the Adobe software you need to get your work done, that show you just binged on Netflix? Sure, you pay for them every single month, but do you actually own any of it? This is really the central question of our modern consumer world. So how did we even get here? How did we all just sign up for this? Well, it all started with a very, very seductive promise. The core idea is actually pretty simple. It's a huge shift away from buying and owning a product, like a physical CD or a software box, to just paying a recurring fee for temporary access. You don't buy the cow, you just subscribe to the milk. And of course, the second you stop paying, the milk stops flowing. So why did this happen? Why did we all seemingly overnight decide that renting was so much better than owning? Well, a huge driver here is generational. A whopping 78% of young adults, we're talking millennials and Gen Z, they actually prefer having access to things over owning them. They just value experiences, flexibility, and variety way more than the perceived burden of actually possessing physical stuff. And for a while there, it really seemed like the perfect win-win. For us, the consumers, it meant lower costs up front. You didn't have to drop hundreds on software, just pay $10 a month. Plus, you get constant updates and endless variety. And for the businesses, oh man, it's a goldmine. You get predictable monthly revenue, direct relationships with customers, and a lifetime value that can be 2 or even 3 times higher than a one-time sale. And this quote just illustrates the core economic change perfectly. The very desire to buy something is fading, and it's being replaced by the irresistible convenience of just having temporary access. It all sounds great, right? Convenient, modern, efficient. So, what's the catch? Because let's be honest, there's always a catch. And this is where that shiny promise starts to tarnish a bit. Let's talk about the hidden costs that come with constantly renting your life. Okay, check this out. This chart shows the rise of what experts are calling subscription fatigue. Look here, one bar shows the average household is juggling multiple subscriptions. But that much taller bar shows that 40% of users are now canceling services simply because they feel overloaded. We're getting totally overwhelmed, not to mention the billions wasted on subscriptions we forgot we even had. And then there's just the long-term math. As you can see here, convenience has a price. Take Microsoft Office. A lifetime license might cost you, $150 to $400 up front, but the subscription? That's going to easily cost you over $600 in just 5 years. You end up paying significantly more for something you will never, ever own. But it gets worse. It's not just about the cost anymore. It's about control. Some of these systems, they feel like they're designed to keep you trapped. Ah yes, welcome to the cancellation gauntlet. Ever tried to unsubscribe from something? First, they hide the button in a maze of menus. Then, they might force you into a chat with a bot. Then come the endless, are you sure? What if we offer you 50% off counteroffers, all wrapped up in confusing language that's just designed to make you give up. These are called dark patterns, and yeah, they're intentionally manipulative. And this quote shows that people are really starting to notice. There's this growing frustration that it's not just a business model, it's a strategy designed to exploit our own inertia, making it super easy to sign up and incredibly hard to leave. And this right here brings us to the fundamental trade-off. There is no true ownership here. The moment you stop paying, everything vanishes. Your movie library, your software tools, your music collection, poof, it's gone. You can't pass it down to your kids, you can't sell it, you can't even modify it. You're just a temporary user. So let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about your Netflix account. This is a fundamental debate about the future of our economy and how we interact with the world around us. I mean, just a decade ago, this was mainly about music and movies. Now, here in the 2020s, it has expanded to literally everything: software, clothes, even cars. But as we head towards 2026, that fatigue is really starting to set in. And we might just start seeing a pushback, maybe towards hybrid models that give us consumers a little more choice and control.
This quote from a public discussion online really captures the growing cynicism, right? Is this actually progress, or is it a new form of digital feudalism? A system where we become permanent renters on digital land owned by just a select few companies.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? The subscription economy is a paradox. We get incredible convenience, but we risk falling into these financial traps and paying way more over time. We are swapping the security of permanent ownership for the flexibility of temporary access. And in doing so, the very idea of ownership and the freedom that comes with it is slowly slipping away. Ultimately, it all comes down to this. There's no doubt that access can feel empowering, but ownership has always been about something more. It's enduring. As more and more of our lives become rentable, you have to ask yourself, in this great debate, what do you really want to own?